Well, the state of war Jharkhand heats up. Prime Minister Narendra Modi sounded the poll bugle with accusing the JMM-Congress-RJD coalition of indulging in appeasement politics in Jharkhand. Modi has termed the alliance as Ghuspaithiya Gathbandhan, citing infiltration as a big issue in Jharkhand. Let me take you through this report.
ये आपकी रोटी भी छीन रहे हैं, ये आपकी बेटी भी छीन रहे हैं। जब घुसपैठ का मामला कोर्ट में जाए और प्रशासन इससे इनकार करे तो पता चलता है कि सरकारी तंत्र में ही घुसपैठ हो चुकी है।
Ghuspaithiya or infiltrators are back as a poll pitch, accusing the JMM-Congress-RJD coalition of indulging in appeasement politics in Jharkhand. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in an election rally, called the JMM-led ruling coalition in the state a Ghuspaithiya Gathbandhan and urged the people to vote it out in the upcoming assembly elections. This statement has led to a political storm. The BJP is calling it appeasement politics to settle Bangladeshi infiltrators.
एक प्रधानमंत्री को शेल्टर देना उनको कोई भी कारण में और लाखों लाख घुसपैठियों को बुलाना और वो भी फॉर्मर प्राइम मिनिस्टर, ये क्या एक विषय है क्या? देश का प्रधानमंत्री जो ही बात बोला है, कंडेम किया है, वो पूरा देशवासियों का ओर से किया है।
The Congress calling it communal politics, accusing the Prime Minister of singling out a particular community.
ये जो डायलॉग हैं आपके, ये प्रधानमंत्री के स्तर को शोभा नहीं देते। ये डायलॉग, ये स्क्रिप्ट, ये भाषा शैली एक सी ग्रेड की हिंदी फिल्म के बहुत ही सस्ते विलेन के डायलॉग्स होते हैं। ये आपके स्तर पे शोभा नहीं देते।
The foundation of the political narrative in Jharkhand and Maharashtra was built in Uttar Pradesh.
कोई ऐसी गलती मत कर देना कि जो आपस में बंटे, याद रखना बटे तो कटे, ये कभी नहीं होने देना है।
And now it's reaching its crescendo.
झारखंड को बचाने के लिए, झारखंड की माटी, बेटी और रोटी की सुरक्षा के लिए और झारखंड से विदेशी घुसपैठियों को बाहर निकालने के लिए जनता भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ खड़ी होगी, खड़ी है।
The opposition claims it's desperation of the BJP, calling it divisive.
हार रहे हैं बुरी तरह, थोड़ा और समय ले रहे हैं कि बुरा वक्त आया है, थोड़ा कुछ दिन के लिए टल जाए, पर टलने वाला नहीं।
BJP being divisive or opposition being called out for appeasement. Top focus on to the point.
Well, batenge to katenge. The BJP's clarion call has now sounded in Jharkhand, the poll-bound state, with direct attacks at the JMM, the Congress and the RJD. BJP calls this alliance a Ghuspaithiya Gathbandhan. I'm going to bring in our guest joining us, Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP. We also have Sujata Paul, Congress spokesperson. We also have Ashutosh, who is a political analyst, joining us. Let me start with Ashutosh, a neutral voice. Well, we'll know if it is neutral. Ashutosh, give us your take on Ghuspaithiya Gathbandhan. The three alliance partners put together are using the infiltrators as their vote bank. This is infiltration, really a new flashpoint that's now in Jharkhand, playing out with the Prime Minister himself reiterating on how the Muslim population has increased, infiltration has happened from Bangladesh, and it's been encouraged under the JMM regime.
See, Nabila, I think the Prime Minister's statement doesn't shock me, because now it has become a normalized that these kind of languages will be used and will be frequently used to polarize the society and create a division between the Hindus and the Muslims. But on the question of Bangladeshi infiltrators, I think there are three questions which needs to be answered by the Modi government itself. Why? Because for the last 10 years, they are in the government, and international border is controlled by the central agencies. So if the infiltration is increasing in India across anywhere, whether in Jharkhand or in Bengal or in Assam, then who is to be responsible for whom the Prime Minister is blaming? So first of all, the Prime Minister should look within and should ask questions from the CRPF, BSF or whatever, that why this infiltration has increased and who is responsible for this, and has any officer been made accountable, or the Home Minister been made accountable? The question number one. The question number two is that if infiltration was happening, then has any inquiry been ever done? I don't think ever any inquiry has been done on the issue that what is the number of these infiltrators? How many are they in lakhs, in crores, are in billions or millions? No number has ever been given.
There is a census, there is a report, there's a survey report that clearly shows a near 30% rise in the Muslim population, largely Bangladeshis who've infiltrated in the Santal Paraganas area, which is exactly what the BJP is referring to. So they have a report which they've appealed to court with. Basis that they speak. Let me also bring in Pradeep Bhandari on that.
Let me complete. Nabila, let me complete. The last point which I'm trying to make is that for the last 10 years, there's the BJP government at the center. So how many Bangladeshis has been really identified? And if identified, then how many had been sent back to Bangladesh?
Now, Ashutosh, you're saying that this is entirely a central government problem, but it's also sucking out the state resources. So the state government will also have a role to play to a large extent, and legitimizing them will also be a role that will be played by the state government, be it giving Aadhaar cards or giving them basic amenities. They should be taken into account. If there is something off or odd, it's for the ruling government there to act on. But a quick word, Pradeep Bhandari, as we see here, the BJP bringing this batenge to katenge clarion call into Jharkhand. You had the Congress chief, Mallikarjun Kharge, today saying that this is the kind of divisive politics the BJP thrives on.
Well, Nabila, allow me a 90 seconds rebuttal. Well, Nabila, that is what exactly the media and the opposition said us when we were speaking about issues in Haryana. We raise issues on the ground, and this illegal infiltration and political patronage to illegal infiltration is an issue in Jharkhand, and I will reiterate. This is the Jharkhand High Court order, and let me state point number 24, which says that the entire state of Jharkhand, in particular the tribal community, would be jeopardized if such a question is not answered, because it will be a challenge to the Santal Pargana Act. So the Jharkhand High Court also acknowledges that yes, the illegal infiltration is a threat, and if you remember Sarvanand Sonwal judgment, it akins it to external aggression. What I am talking about, political patronage, and I'll prove it. This is the 2023 order. This is not the order, the letter which was given by the Jharkhand Special Investigation Team to all the SPs in the DM, where it reported that fake Aadhaar cards were made in Jharkhand and it should investigate. However, there was no investigation because of political patronage. This is another very important point where I challenge the intent of the Jharkhand government, where in the Jharkhand High Court acknowledged that the district DCs, the district collectors, provided wrong information on illegal immigrants. My question is that district collectors could not have done it on their own. The appeasement government of Hemant Soren did not provide them data on illegal infiltration. If you do not believe the constitutional bodies, allow me to tell you a report which was reported by Dainik Bhaskar 48 hours back, which is from the village called as Jikharhati, and I want to quote the residents. This is a ground report by Dainik Bhaskar. You also can go, and it says that this village in Jikharhati, which is on the neighboring of Bengal border, that used to have 40 houses of Adivasis. Right now, it does not even have a single house of Adivasis, and illegal infiltrators have gone forward. Even the individuals in Jharkhand acknowledge this, that the illegal infiltrators are marrying tribal daughters, and the love jihad is a reality. So what we are speaking is on the ground. Speaking about tribal right does not mean polarization. If illegal infiltration is happening, it is happening. We cannot shy away from it.
But Pradeep Bhandari, exactly, you can't shy away from it, but is it not the responsibility of the centre? Isn't infiltration really a core subject of the central government?
Allow me. So if you ask us what we are doing, just before that, even 2 days back, the Adivasi Samaj Sammelan also acknowledged that in Jamtara, this is an issue where the Adivasi rights have been taken away. So what we are speaking is the voice of the Adivasi, not what we have done. Let me tell you and quote you. Just a day before yesterday, 16 individuals were arrested, 16 Bangladeshi infiltrators were arrested in Assam. This is exactly day before yesterday. 6 were arrested from Tripura. So yes, we are arresting individuals, the borders are porous, but the issue which we are finding in Jharkhand is that there is political patronage, and we are not getting cooperation from the Jharkhand government, and the Enforcement Directorate has even said this, and if you go ahead in the media reports, the ED is investigating why political patronage is happening in Jharkhand. So our issue and charges, I'll give you another data point.
We don't have a JMM spokesperson.
I will give you another 10-second data.
But I'd like to echo the words of what Hemant Soren said. Yes. He said the BJP has given political asylum to Sheikh Hasina.
So are you telling that Sheikh Hasina is not marrying tribal daughters and asking them?
Is the BJP government not complicit?
Absolutely not. We have fenced more borders than what the UP has done. Again, any cooperation, Nabila, you know that it has to have a cooperation from the state police. So if there is no cooperation from the state police, even if we are identifying and the state police is not acting, what will we do? Leave us apart. Don't believe us. At least believe the special investigation team of the Jharkhand government, where the special investigation team of the Jharkhand police itself writes, this is 2023 to all the SPs and the DMs. There is no action taken after that. So what we are saying, it is being reiterated by the Jharkhand government. It's not the government, the police itself. So my charge is that all are aware about it, but it is because of the political pressure of the Jharkhand government, in particular Mr. Hemant Soren, there is no action which is being taken.
All right. Let me also bring in the Congress spokesperson who's with us, Sujata. Paul, your take on a direct attack on the alliance partners, the JMM Congress and the RJD, calling you the Ghuspaithiya Gathbandhan. Divide and rule, or in basically allowing infiltration so that you can use them as vote bank.
You know why this is polarization and communalization? I'll come to that a little later. But you know, this is a government which has waived off loans worth 16 lakh crore of the rich people. So obviously they have nothing to do with the tribals. You know what has been happening in the Hasdeo jungles. But coming to the word Ghuspaithiya itself, it's not Ghuspaithiya that we are talking about. It's actually Ghuspaithiya. Goose kiske pet mein jayega? That is what Mr. Modi is talking about. He wants the goose from the rich. Now, the point here is that from 28 December 2014, after Mr. Modi came into power, Raghubar Das was the chief minister and there was a BJP government till 28 December 2019. This clearly means that during this period, the Northeast, if you look at the map, has had governments which are in coalition with the BJP. So the infiltration is actually supposedly happening from there, right? And the BJP government was there till 2019 in Jharkhand. Mr. Modi has to answer what Ashutosh ji also said, that how is it that they have not been able to remove these people? How have these people come in, or what is the data? But the fact is that if this is not for communalizing and polarizing, explain to me how is it that in spite of the JMM Congress government has come after the BJP government during Mr. Modi's rule in the center, how are these infiltrators coming? And of course, the biggest infiltrator has got political asylum from Mr. Modi.
Is it the official stand of the Congress party calling Sheikh Hasina and infiltrators? Just checking with this. Is it your official stand? Are you saying that Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi called Sheikh Hasina infiltrators and they hugged an infiltrator in that photo op? Just tell me that.
Quiet, I did not speak when you were
speaking. No, just I'm asking you. This is a huge statement which she's making.
I haven't taken anybody's
name. Let's get back to track. Sujata Paul, the fact of the matter at this point now is that there are 18 seats in the Santal Paraganas area where the BJP claims the tribal population has significantly reduced, the Muslim population has significantly risen. And there's nothing that the JMM coalition has done to ensure tribal rights or ensure that tribal land is not taken away, that their rights are not infringed thanks to these infiltrators. Any active measures or steps that the JMM coalition has taken really to ensure tribal rights are not disturbed?
You know, tribal rights are ensured in Jharkhand, but it is the Prime Minister who needs to explain why are the coal dues not cleared. This is clearly the money of the Adivasis. The coal dues are 1.36 lakh crore rupees. So this clearly means that when the Prime Minister talks about Jharkhand and he connects it to infiltrators, he has nothing to do with the people or the Adivasis of Jharkhand. All the programs, all the schemes taken up by the Jharkhand government in the JMM Congress time has been for the people, for the poorest of the poor. That's why we focus on health services, we focus on education, we focus on employment. And if we are talking about our present manifesto also, you can look at it. And of course, the 8 points that we are talking about,
seven guarantees that you all have laid out,
focused on the women, the youth, and those especially living in the Adivasi areas. So tribals have rights. But the Prime Minister only makes a show about it, whereas the JMM Congress government has delivered to the people, will continue to deliver, and a tribal Chief Minister is in place, and he is the one that Prime Minister Modi is attacking as an infiltrator helper.
Allow me half the time.
Pradeep.
Please. Point number one, Irfan Ansari has not been suspended by the Congress party who called a tribal rejected mal. Point number one. Point number two, they humiliated the son of Kolhan, Champai Soren. That is point number two. Now let me tell you what we have done for the tribal community and for in particular Jharkhand, because she's accusing us. In 10 years, we've given 3,08,000 crore for infrastructure, 81,000 crore for railways, 61,000 crore for roadways, 15,000 crore for 57 old railway stations have been developed, 9 Vande Bharat trains, 3 airports, Devgarh, Bokaro, Jamshedpur, Baba Vaidyanath connected to the Prasad Yojana. We've made the first tribal precedent which they haven't made. This is a small trailer of what we've done. Now let me come to that, and we've allocated more money than what UP has done. On Hemant Soren for the youth, I will just tell you one data point. He promised 5 lakh jobs. The reality is that only 11,074 people have got government jobs in 4.5 years. And Mr. Hemant Soren had said that if I'm not able to give 5 lakh jobs, I will quit. He's not quit. So what is she speaking? She's lying.
What are you talking?
There's no data which she's quoted.
So I just want to ask Pradeep, is the focus on Hindu votes or is the focus on tribal votes? Where is the focus? With batenge to katenge, when Yogi Adityanath says that in Jharkhand, it's a little confusing on where is he directing.
The state of Jharkhand was formed for tribal asmita. If the tribal asmita is under challenge, it is our duty as a political party to speak about the right of life of the tribal community. I invite and ask anybody in the media to please travel in Santal Pargana. What we are saying is resonating on the ground. If we are not saying, the voters will not vote us.
Ashutosh might know a little more on the kind of population decrease of the tribals in the Santal Parganas area. Ashutosh, 18 seats precisely that the BJP has gone to town with, where tribals have drastically reduced over the years, and that's precisely their poll plank now. Infiltration, and in fact Hemanta Biswa, who's known for that rhetoric in Assam, says the same here, that we will kick out infiltrators and ensure all land of the tribals are protected. That's the BJP's promise.
See, Nabila, I think that the question which I raised, that the answer never came from the BJP spokesperson. And I'm asking again the same questions. Who is responsible for border? And if infiltration is increasing on a daily basis, is it not a failure of the Modi government or not? And you can blame the state government. But the issue is what NIA has done. Has NIA identified few Bangladeshi infiltrators or not? The point number 3, how many Bangladeshis has been deported to the Bangladesh? Not one. On the floor of the House, it has been communicated by the government itself that they had not even asked.
Now the same person, Hemanta Biswa Sarma, who's right now Jharkhand in charge for BJP, has already done what he has to for the state of Assam. So there is reason for the people of Jharkhand right now to believe that the BJP might work on its intent.
Nabil, let me complete. And about the Bangladeshi Ghuspaithiyas, and NRC happened in Assam. And who were the Ghuspaithiyas? 50% from Hindus from Bangladesh. Will you throw these Hindus to the Bangladesh? No. So this is basically a ploy to polarize society. And the same BJP, which in 2015, when it came into the power in Jharkhand, they did not make a tribal as a chief minister. They preferred a non-tribal, because at that point of time, they were trying to polarize Jharkhand politics on the non-tribal issues. So they made Raghuvar Das, and they threw out Babulal Marandi, who was the first chief minister made by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And Babulal Marandi was a much dejected person, and that is why he was out, because he wasn't given preference in the BJP itself. Raghuvar Das was made the chief minister. So this is only for the political polarization. This is only the divisive politics, just to gain vote. Nothing else. There's absolutely nothing.
We heard you, Sujata Paul. A quick word. If this is for polarization, all that we've heard Mallikarjun Kharge say, that this is what the BJP does. Batenge and katenge is basically BJP's ideology. If you can tell me why is the Congress JMM alliance rejecting NRC? That's really the first step to ensure population control and ensure that borders are more secure, knowing the population on the ground, ensuring the deserving get their due. Why oppose the NRC then?
Nabila, one simple question. The Northeast has had the BJP coalition governments. What has stopped them from conducting an NRC and giving the data out. The fact is they have not been able to do it. And if after almost 11 years, the Prime Minister is talking about Ghuspaithiyas from Bangladesh, it clearly means that he has failed as the Prime Minister, because he has Himanta Biswa Sarma not just as the BJP Chief Minister of Assam, but also the convener of NEDA in the Northeast. So the fact is that if infiltrators are still there in the country, then they are responsible. So where is the question of NRC coming when they are not being able to do it in their states themselves? The fact is that this is only to kate, bate and Ghus Lena. This is the aim of the Modi government, nothing else. As far as the schemes that the BJP spokesperson was lying about, there are so many schemes, whether it is agriculture, forest, even climate, for which the Jharkhand government is working. And if you want a list, no, I will have to take at least 10 minutes to rattle off the names of the list. And the fact is that you need to go to the website of the state government and see how many schemes are there for the poor, for the elderly, the pensions that are being given to the elderly, what all has been done for the tribal areas, but you will not do it.
As much as the BJP accuses the Congress JMM of factoring in infiltrators as your vote bank, it almost appears wherever there's a communal divide, the BJP thrives.
Well, Nabila, I do not understand why people are not understanding the issue on the ground. In Haryana also we raised the issue on the ground. I again reiterate, we are raising an issue on the ground which is to do with the right to life of the tribal community for which Jharkhand was formed. I answer because not a single data point is being given. The Jharkhand High Court has said that the district collectors under Hemant Soren provided wrong information on illegal immigration. There is political patronage happening. I challenge the Congress spokesperson to show one evidence where Raghuvar Das government was there, where information was not provided on illegal immigration. Point number one, because I had two people to counter. Point number two, what we have fenced as of July 2019, 2,803 kilometers of border was fenced. As of July 2021, this has increased to 3,141 kilometers. I do not understand Ashutosh's point. When we make the first tribal president, Ashutosh says that it is to appease. When we make the tribal chief minister in Odisha, Ashutosh does not acknowledge. So Ashutosh consistently does not like any opinion or any stand which the BJP takes. It is because of his political compulsion. I challenge him. I challenge Ashutosh to go to Jikharhati village, and if he is an honest journalist, he will report that there is a situation of political patronage which is happening and illegal infiltrators are snatching the right of the tribals.
Illegal infiltration has happened for decades. For decades, you were in power. The BJP was also in power in Jharkhand.
No, it was.
Why do you think the BJP
it is not a problem which can be solved in a day.
Why do you think BJP lost popularity in 2019? What went wrong? If you were working so seriously towards infiltration?
There were issues which were to do with it. We can go back. There were certain issues which we solved it. We are not able to solve it at that time. That's why we are going out of the power.
What kind of issues?
There's nothing to do with tribal rights. There were certain issues which are there.
No, but tribal issue was even there back then.
No, I'll tell you this issue. This election will be fought on illegal infiltrator because Hemant Soren government provided political patronage to it. Last time our chief minister candidate lost against an independent.
No, but you're speaking as if infiltration is a fresh issue.
It is because there is no Jharkhand High Court order is in 2022 after Hemant Soren's government is formed, and the Jharkhand High Court is acknowledged about political patronage. My charge is not about illegal infiltration. My charge is political patronage given by Raghuvar Das's by the government of Hemant Soren. In just 10 seconds, I don't take the Congress party seriously on anything. She's not been able to quote one data point of her scheme in Jharkhand. Her promises are exactly like in Karnataka, where she promised Grah Lakshmi Yojana and they could not provide it for 2 months, where she promised Shakti Yojana and DK Shivkumar says that she wants to take it back, where she promised farmers their loan and then they had to get buff to encroach on farmer land, after which the protest by the government of people on the ground, they had to take it back. So I don't think
I'm from the state of Karnataka and I can assure you that the guarantees are still on, but I don't know how long it will go on.
But they're not all completely
on. They are.
All the guarantees are not completely
on.
All of them are.
I can assure you.
You will acknowledge that the electricity prices have increased by 20 to 30% in Bangalore.
Yes, it has taken a hit on the state exchequer.
Go to Himachal.
Now, how far will we see Karnataka's progress with that kind of guarantee burden on the state exchequer? I can't tell.
100 farmer suicides, 200 farmer suicides in Telangana. Salary is not given in Himachal Pradesh. It's a parallel which I am saying. Congress promises what it cannot deliver.
No, I'm sorry,
All right.
Nabila.
A final word from Ashutosh, if I can take a journalist at the end. I've heard both spokespersons facing off. Ashutosh, your final take to the end. I'm not sure if it's neutral or not, but you're a journalist, so I'll take it to the last.
I respect his opinion, but it will be anti-BJP.
What do you think is the issue that Jharkhand will vote for this time? As much as the BJP says infiltration, what do you think is the real issue the people of Jharkhand will vote for or against?
See, that the real issue is unemployment and the price rise. There is absolutely no other issue. Only these two issues are. Say, if the Prime Minister is saying कि घुसपैठिए आते हैं और हमारी लड़कियों को ले जाते हैं, I think the Prime Minister is lowering the office. I think it doesn't behove to our Prime Minister. He's coming to this level and saying something like this.
This is really akin to external aggression. Why should we not speak about it?
Pradeep, sorry. Pradeep,
go ahead, Ashutosh, go ahead.
We have 1 minute and I'm going to wrap with
Go ahead, Ashutosh, go ahead.
The fundamental issue is why the BJP government has failed to stop infiltration. That's the only issue. If they admit, then I can admit that the patronage given by the state. But the Modi government is not talking about it. It is your responsibility. What for the NIA is there? Have you done any research?
Yes, we have.
We've heard your points already.
Which we have done.
We've heard you loud and clear. 20th, I think, is the day where Jharkhand will decide, and then we'll know what really was the real issue. But I appreciate your time, Pradeep Bhandari, Ashutosh and Sujata, for joining us. Thanks very much.